him the most and his assistants regarding Friday night's game was how lethargic the Lakers were. Well, hopefully that is going to be remedied this evening in their matchup with the Atlanta Hawks. And the five on the floor for the Hawks, Marvin Williams, second overall pick, don't forget, back in 2005 with Al Horford, Josh Smith, the shot blocker, and Mike Bibby and Joe Johnson starting in the backcourt. Just a couple of years ago, you wondered if Mike Woodson was still going to be around with the Atlanta Hawks, and now, he's on solid ground. They have made up that much ground. 47 wins last season and going to the second round of the postseason. As we head downstairs, third member of our crew, Michael Leaf. Michael.
Good evening, Joel. As you mentioned, Pau Gasol will not be in action tonight for the Lakers' third straight game to start the season. However, before the game, Phil Jackson told me that Pau will be on the trip when they go on this two-game road trip starting the next couple of days. He said that's significant because he's getting close enough to where he's going to be doing enough work to get ready to play. He would not say if he thought he would play on that road trip, maybe more likely to come back Friday here at home to take on the Grizzlies. But one of the reasons it's going to be so important to get him back, obviously, is for a sync situation. Get a little more rhythm. They said they've been lacking that since Pau's been out with that hamstring injury.
All right, Michael. Well, since Pau Gasol came over, and the Lakers are 7-5 without him.
Well,
with him, they're 116 and 36.
Obviously, they need him. There's no question about that. But I don't think they should put the blame on their lethargy, if there's such a word, on his absence. I mean, they just didn't play well the first two games. They won the first one, and obviously got beat in the second one. They just need to pick up their level of play.
It's controlled by the Lakers. Little volleyball action, and Andrew Bynum. So the Lakers will have it to start the fourth. Our three officials tonight, Bob Delaney, James Capers, and from Paul Revere and the Raiders, Mark Lindsay. So here we go at Staples Center. Now let's see if it is a bounce back now tonight. Rims out to Kobe. It's last touch by Horford. What? Wait a minute. Maybe the headphones have been on too long for that Raider.
But at the same time, Lamar was in a position just to grab the ball because you never know how the officials
don't let him get involved in the equation.
If you can get it.
Andrew Bynum off balance. Didn't gather, did he? He was floating. Lost the opportunity. Mike Bibby, free on the arc. And that's the way it begins. They're a hot team. They won their first two. When I say hot offensively, they're averaging 110 points a game and hitting at a very high percentage. So they've got a lot of confidence coming into Staples Center, where the Hawks have dropped 5 of their last 6. Drew's asking for it, and good position, didn't get the finish, and doesn't get the basketball.
He had shots similar to that in game number 2, and came up short. Those are little gimme shots for Andrew. He'll start knocking those down.
Lamar and Kobe took it away from each other, so it goes out of bounds. Fresh shot clock for Atlanta. Does he need to slow down, Andrew Bynum?
No, I think he's okay. He's just not getting it over the front of the lip.
5-0. Joe Johnson with the deep 2. Joe Johnson hit his 9th year at Arkansas. Out of Arkansas. Former first-round pick of the Boston Celtics. They gave up on him before he had finished his first year. What a mistake that was. He's led Atlanta in scoring each of the last 4 seasons. Artest going strong to the hoop, but defended well that time with the shot blocker Josh Smith. Took away the angle.
Well, he made the angle for the shot attempt, and because he jumps so well, he forced Ron to make a bad shot.
Fall away by Smith comes up short. So the Lakers looking for the first point of the game. Almost 2 minutes in. Going right back to Andrew Bynum. And got away with a walk. He'll take the bucket.
Well, I think he moved his right foot twice. His left foot was his pivot. And that sometimes influences not only the fans but the officials to call traveling. But if you have your pivot foot and you keep it down, you can move the other one as many times as you want.
Little pick and roll. And Andrew Bynum coming out on Horford, changed that shot. Now, anybody stopping the ball? Lamar, the distance, good catch. It's off of Bynum, picked up by Horford. And it was Joe Johnson who made the play, but they give it away. So the Lakers get it right back, but Joe Johnson got back in time to take it away from Andrew Bynum.
And that's a scenario where a lot of people say, well, when you're that big, don't bring the ball down to where the smalls can get it. But Andrew didn't have a choice that time. The ball was down there to begin with. He just got stripped on his way up. That's just a good defensive play by Johnson.
Lakers and Hawks split the season series last year, and they were low-scoring affairs. going to be tonight. As the Lakers have started 1 for 5 from the field. Fish makes it a 1-point game.
You can see they were a little bit out of sync on that offensive play. Ron, after passing to Derek, should cut off of him, and he didn't, but that freed up Derek to take a shot.
Moving pick, even though Bibby hit the deck.
He's got his own man.
Yep.
That's that friendly fire.
A moving pick. And the foul is called on Josh Smith.
When you talk about an athlete, Josh Smith.
Well, we get a kick out of Shannon Brown. And Josh Smith has been doing that for a while now. He's one of those guys where if there's something on top of the backboard, you figure he can get it.
And if you're going to go to the rim against him, get to his body. Because if you give him space, you got problems.
Lamar Odom for the lead. The short corner three. So after a 5-0 deficit, a 7-0 run to the Lakers as they're up by 2. They were so concerned doubling Kobe without the ball. It freed up Lamar. Joe Johnson. Good-looking jumper. 6'7", 240-pounder.
Good screen, and Kobe tried to fight over the top and should have maybe trailed the play.
With a step through for Kobe. And real short, picked up by Joe Johnson. Kobe is 6 of 19 on Friday night. 0 for 2 so far this evening, and on the run. Joe Johnson not denied that time, going to his strong side. He's got 6 of the first 9 for the Hawks.
And Joe's one of those smooth players. I mean, he just always under control. You think he's slow, but he knows how to utilize speeds, and it makes it very effective.
Andrew Bynum over Horford. And picked up by Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson last game played only 30 minutes. And I bring that up because he's been a guy since he came to Atlanta who had to play close to 40 for them to be successful. He's got it now and skips it across. They leave Bibby. And a break for the Lakers. Lamar Odom with the glass. Artest up against Marvin Williams. Josh Smith just took it away. And off Williams. Out of bounds to the Lakers with 9 on the shot clock.
And that's good hustle, though, by Ron Artest. I mean, after they actually stripped him of the basketball, he made a second effort, a third effort to get back into the play and create a turnover for the Hawks.
It's kind of surprising, though, that nobody's asked about the shot clock because it was controlled by Smith, throwing it up to Marvin Williams, but it's still at 9. Kobe, does he need a shot clock? No. But it's on the miss. Squirts free. A good effort downstairs by Josh Smith. Numbers favor the Hawks. Joe Johnson. And Ron Artest with a good box out. Kept it away from Marvin Williams. So the Lakers just 3 for 10. Trail by only 2. Inside Andrew Bynum. It's all even at 9. So his first basket of the game, making his second.
The rhythm move for Andrew seemingly most of the time is when he does a little subtle head fake, shoulder fake, left or right, and come back. It really gets him in a nice groove.
Pick and roll action. Herford. And that's tapped away by Kobe. He's got Ron Artest on the wing. Takes it himself. First lead of the game for the Lakers is 11-9. So it starts at the defensive end.
They better start there and they better end there. That's where they have to be the most consistent.
Good seal. Joe Johnson set it up. Got the entry. He's got 8. Josh Smith on the assist.
I mentioned this was his contract year. I didn't mean for him to go off now. 4 out of 5 from the field. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds. Not a bad 6 minutes.
Fish. And Derek hits his first 2. So Derek puts the Lakers up 13-11 as the Lakers are certainly starting to warm up now. On the switch, Fish poked it away from Joe Johnson. Lamar's out there. Over the top. Is it too far?
Yeah.
Way too far. And a good save down to the baselines by some Laker fans as we go to a timeout.
And those are the kind of opportunities you really want to convert on. You create that turnover, you get possession, but you can't complete the long pass and give it right back to the opposition. 5:46 to go in the first, and the Lakers up by a pair. Basket of the game was made by the Atlanta Hawks, and it was Mike Bibby. In the Klondike scouting report, if the Lakers had been paying closer attention, they would have known. Can't give him an open three-pointer. He knocked it down. He's a perimeter shooter. And he's very deceptive off the dribble. You don't think of him being able to do anything there, but he can get it done. And you got to make him play deep. Don't let him roam around. Make him play defense, even though he's out of the game right now, as Jamal Crawford has come in to replace him. All of the points scored by the Hawks are in their backcourt. 8 by Johnson and 3 by Mike Bibby.
8th most three-pointers made in the NBA belonged to Mike Bibby last year. 39% from beyond the arc, and that was the second best of his career. So a good season for him. A great season for the Hawks. Joe Johnson free in the corner before Lamar could close. So they double a Josh Smith and leave a good shooter like Joe Johnson.
But Kobe tried to blindside Josh Smith. Just about got it, but paid the price when he wasn't able to get back to his man.
Turnaround action for Kobe. And the Lakers lead it by a point, 15-14. So the Lakers, after the slow start, 3 for 10, now 7 of 14. Jamal Crawford off a 16-point game off the bench. Marvin Williams, kind of a long rebound. It's out to Derek Fisher. The Lakers have capitalized on turnovers early. Neither team's been at the free throw line. An area of emphasis for the Lakers. Artest just muscled it, didn't finish it, but showed his strength against Marvin Williams.
Yeah, he put his body on Marvin.
Williams loosed the handle. Fish coming. Find him on the trail if they want to go that way. And Kobe will take it himself. He's fouled by Joe Johnson. Couple of free throws coming up for the first 2 of the game, and I mentioned free throws too because the Lakers were outscored 25-9 at the line against Dallas. Big disparity.
Because the Lakers were shooting perimeter shots all night long and weren't playing any defense. And as a result, they were sending people to the charity stripe. So it's Kobe going to the line now for the Lakers. He'll be shooting the Lakers' second and third attempts. Lamar made his only one there.
A lot of three-pointers on Friday night here.
Yeah, a lot of missed three-pointers.
Way too many. And we always talk about let success be your guide.
Success be your guide. If you're making them, take them. If you're missing them, you might want to rethink that idea.
Kobe makes this. It's 9-3 in points off turnovers for the Lakers. So a good start. Capitalizing on the Hawks' mistakes. So Bibby sits down. Crawford works out of the backcourt along with Joe Johnson. He can handle the basketball, but he's more of a scorer than a setup man. Mo Evans, former Lakers, going to be coming in on the next whistle. With 4.5 to play in the first quarter. The Lakers by 3. That is their biggest lead so far. Trailing early by 5. Deep. Joe Johnson's hot. He's had some big games against the Hawks. Or against the Lakers, rather, and he ties it at 17.
He's got 14 of the 17.
There's 17. Kobe on a beautiful follow-away over Joe Johnson with an answer.
Are we going to try to have a shootout tonight?
Wouldn't be a first. Popped it away. Last touch by Kobe. So it stays in the offensive end with a guy that played 83 games for the Lakers a couple of years ago, Mo Evans.
Nice screen on Artest and freed up Joe Johnson for the long three-pointer. Him going to his left. Beautiful rhythm for that jump shot.
Anytime the shot clock, Crawford with Bynum coming out. Didn't make any difference, did it? His foot on the line, long 2, and it's tied at 19.
And we know what Jamal Crawford can do. I mean, he can score.
Andrew Bynum over a couple, tried to curl it home. And they double team, but it goes between the legs.
Football Sunday.
Johnson, yeah. From Maruski. Right to Crawford. Johnson going to the line looking for a 4-point play. They say Kobe hit him. So three-pointer by Joe Johnson. You talk about hot starts. Joe Johnson gets the triple. He's got 17 of the first 22.
He's got 17 in 9 minutes. 7 out of 8 from the field. So when you've got 17 points on 8 shots, I would say you're hot. That's efficient. And they're really going to, I think, look to milk him. Now, whoever's guarding him, and that's Kobe, you can't look to help as much now. You've got to stay attached to Mr. Johnson.
Zaza Pachulia has just come into the game taking over for Al Horford. So too often, coaches take out guys with a hot hand. Let's see how long they stay with Joe Johnson. 3:20 left. Little space. Kobe gets the shooter's roll against Mo Evans. Getting back in transition. It's a 2-point lead for Atlanta. Johnson's got 18 of the 23. Screen and roll game. Good deflection.
And you talk about another guy that has unlimited range, Jamal Crawford. He can shoot from the locker room. As the Hawks decide to talk it over a little bit, they still got 11 on the shot clock, 3:01 on the game clock, and they also have a lead. So they're up 23-21 thanks to Joe Johnson's hot shooting, 18 points and 5 rebounds. There tonight, 1 miss in 8 attempts, 3 out of 4 from three-point land. I mean, the guy is on fire. Somebody's going to have to, I guess, play Smokey the Bear and put the fire out because it's lit right now. And once a player at this level, especially a player of that talent, gets hot, it's hard to cool him off. The only thing really cools him off is coach says, come over here and sit beside me for a minute.
Now they played with the Phoenix Suns. Then when it was contract time, Suns didn't want to pay him the money. Atlanta was willing to pay the money and did a sign and trade. You remember, 2 number 1s going over to Phoenix for Joe Johnson along with Boris Diaw. Well, that contract is up now. And Joe Johnson moving on an incredible performance in the first 12 minutes of play here. So he stays on the floor. 3:01 left in the first quarter. Yeah, the Hawks will bring it back in with 10 on the shot clock. Jamal Crawford with the air ball. Pachulia popped it away. Never touched the rim. Neither did that from Josh Smith.
Back-to-back air balls?
Yeah, shot clock violation. Boy, they had a wild one in Toronto earlier today. 125-116, so Orlando stays undefeated. They're 3-0 now. Played without Vince Carter today. Dwight Howard had a big game. And it was wild. It was a hot one. I mean, hot under the collar. Foul off the ball as Mo Evans was tracking Kobe.
Again, Kobe going into post, sealing his man. It's very similar to boxing out on a defensive rebound. You box out, you keep him on your hip. Well, what Kobe does is like most players these days are doing, get into the post, and they just get good position and keep their defender on their hip.
Jeff Teague has checked in. The rookie first-round pick out of Wake Forest for Atlanta. Kobe right on line, but a little bit long. Back to Mo Evans. So the Lakers has improved just slightly under 50%, 53% at Pachulia. They beat him to the punch. Got it inside. Zaza Pachulia on the setup. The Lakers back down by 4. And this time it's going to be Crawford impeding the progress of Kobe coming across the paint.
Only problem there with Crawford trying to do that is he just doesn't have enough in his back pocket. You know, he doesn't weigh enough to prevent Kobe from getting the kind of position that he wanted. But you either have to put him on Kobe or Ron Artest.
Kobe right by him and doesn't get the roll. Lamar with the save for DJ. He had to be fouled. He couldn't miss that badly without being fouled, could he?
Well, I'm assuming he couldn't. But we've seen players do just that.
Wow. It didn't get rimmed for how many inches?
1. Good hustle play there by DJ and Lamar. DJ ends up getting 2 free throws out of the deal. See if he can convert them.
Little lighter touch at the free throw line. Maybe not.
I didn't like his motion. You see where his body motion, his momentum was going? Backwards.
Forward.
When you're shooting a free throw, if you're going to do anything, go forward. You want to stand up, but have the momentum going toward the basket, not away from the basket.
The Lakers have 3 or 4 at the line. Only 1 trip to the line on that 3-point play. We'll track that tonight to see if the Lakers can secure some points at the 3-point line. Real strong by Josh Smith. DJ in there for board, blocks, defense, and gets one there.
That's where you want Josh Smith. Out there where the air's thin.
Farmar, little step through, but blocked away by Mo Evans. So in congestion as Teague leaves it off for Crawford. And it'll be a walk on Josh Smith. He goes the other way for the Lakers.
If you want to have an example of how not to run a fast break, the Hawks just showed you one there. They're out in transition, and they get absolutely nothing out of it because they did not execute properly. And what started was in our Carl's Jr. Exmo, the block shot by Mo Evans on Jordan Farmar, but as it turns out, it's for nothing.
Moving pick, Lamar Odom. Turnover for the Lakers is their 3rd compared to 7. So back-to-back giveaways. Hawks have really capitalized on the opposition's mistakes. In fact, they're plus 24 points over the first 2 games in points off those turnovers. But right now, it's the Lakers who have capitalized so far. Opportunity for Atlanta. Minute 20 to play in the first quarter. Petulia wasn't expecting it, was he? Mid-range game. And Josh Smith saves it. Didn't stop at the play, did he? And it pays off for Petulia. No. Denied up top as it was challenged. Now Kobe against the smaller team. The shot blocker Smith. Smith changed that, didn't he? And DJ Benga. Never met a shot he didn't like. DJ makes it a 1-point game.
He's friends with every shot in the book.
Yeah, he's not going to ever be confused with an assist leader.
He's on a first-name basis with all of them.
25-24. Final minute of the first 12. Crawford. And DJ meets him up top. That's what he's there for. You remember that preseason game with 7 blocks?
That's what your last line of defense is all about.
Kobe popping up with the triple. Got it! Lakers by a couple, 27-25, so they get the stop, the nice block, and it translates into a short quarter 3. Kobe's got 13. Now, Lakers have a foul to give.
And the offense really has slowed up for the Hawks since Joe Johnson was taken out.
So that's the only way to slow him down.
I told you, just have him come over here and sit with me. That's the way you pull him off.
Crawford, strong side. Carry the ball. Hesitate, bring it up.
That was a discontinued dribble. He is also one of those that gets called for carrying quite a bit on his crossover. This time he gets called for the discontinued.
And
Sasha checking in, didn't have his jacket off when he was waved in, so the Lakers get a delay of game. Means nothing until the next one.
Next one's a free throw. It's usually Andrew who comes in and he's got to put that jersey in. Yeah, we always give Andrew trouble, but this time it's Sasha Tardy, not ready. So the Lakers, let's see if it is the final shot. Kobe's out there. It should be the final shot. Now losing that handle. He'll get it off in time. Off the front of the rim. So the Lakers go to the break a lot better than Friday night, closing out the quarter with a 6-0 run.
Well, let's see how they start and close out the next 3 quarters. That's the important thing. They lead
long time.
Yeah, a long time and a lot of championships later, and it's only gotten better.
It's only getting better and smoother, man. Smoother and better.
Well, smoother and better. That's like you, smoother and better. You know, a lot of people maybe not realize that you were drafted in the NBA as well. And when you decided not to play and go into acting, was that a big decision or a hard decision for you?
It was an easy decision, man.
The money?
The highest paid guy was Bob Cousy at $178,000 a year. That was a long way from that. But it was giving me $1,250 a week and raising in the sun with Sidney Poitier. It was a no-brainer.
And a lot of people don't know you were drafted by the New York Knicks, signed by the New York Knicks.
Right. But
you had quite an experience.
I kept the U.S. kids, though.
The U.S.
Hey, Lou, a lot of people don't know.
Right.
They don't know what you're talking about, Lou. You're talking about them U.S. kids, those sneakers.
The original high tops, man.
Everybody calls him Chuck E. Cheese now.
That's right, man.
It's funny how it works. Lou Gossett Jr. with us on Lakers Live Wire. Let's see the bench can extend this a little bit. Luke Walton's already got one. Give him a couple of buckets early. Hey, by the way, Lou, you've seen so many great Laker teams. Favorite addition? Do you have one or maybe a couple of favorite additions?
Oh, the Magic Johnson era. Showtime, my favorite edition. Second to the Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain edition with Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, great days for Laker fans. Farmar going to the line on the foul by Zaza Pachulia. Some points off turnover. That's the potential once again for the Lakers.
You know, Lou, we know about your love of basketball and everything, but, you know, a lot of people don't know how much of a giver you are. And tell me a little bit about your foundation.
Well, the foundation is called the E-Racism Foundation. There it is on the chest. You know, of course, I got it with all the hands standing up that all the teams wear. There's a lot of scholarships for these kids at risk, but there's no preparation for these kids before they get out of our home. The self-respect, the respect for the elders, respect for the opposite sex, the dress code, the behavior, the spirituality, and the physical fitness. So the kid has to be ready to accept a lesson in school. So we blame the Board of Education, but it's really our responsibility to get these kids their confidence before they get out of the door of the house, out of the neighborhood. And that's what my foundation is about. Of course, there's the elimination of racism of all kinds.
Yeah, sounds good, Lou. And for people that want to find out more, yeah, without a doubt. And for people that want to find out more about it, is there a website they can go to?
Go to E-Racism. Foundation.org. The E-Racism Foundation.org.
Okay. All right. Lou Gossett Jr. with us. Long time. Ticket holder here at not only the Staples Center, but at the Forum. Back to the Sports Arena.
That's the Sports Arena.
I don't want to date you, man.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind.
Well, he's one of the
Very
original.
comfortable to where I am.
Yeah, he's one of the
Very
original stars that used to
Yeah.
come to the games, you know, and he wasn't come to the game to be seen.
Right.
He was coming to the game because he loves the
this
game.
I love this game.
Or play the game at a high level. And
Yeah.
your days of growing up in New York.
Absolutely. From Brooklyn, you know. Out of Brooklyn, you got to get a tongue transplant and a passport to get out of there. But you can play basketball.
Lakers 5-4. Let's see.
All right.
How about the bench mob? They got to pick it up, Lou.
Okay. They're going to win this.
I like it. I like it.
They got them tested now, so it's time for VR test to show up.
Yeah, there's certain guys
He's
I
just
know
coming
that
in the cut.
I know there's certain guys from Magic's team, and I say Magic's team, but he was the guy that glued it all together, like Coop, Byron Scott, Storm and Norman Nixon before that. You've got some favorites.
There's Coop. Well, you know, when Coop used to looks like he used to come down from the ceiling, not from the floor. The next thing you know, here he is blocking people from two positions away. Coop was a master basketball player. There's Magic. There's Byron Scott who used to shoot me from the foul line. There's Magic. There's Big Game James. There's Pat Riley early on.
With those
the long socks and the sideburns.
The mutton chops.
Oh man, there's Elgin Baylor.
Did you ever get on Byron about not giving you the when he shot free throws, not doing your little salute with him? When he missed his free throw?
Yes, he told me about that, and I saw him when he was coaching the Nets, and he looked back and saluted me before each quarter. Then I went down to New Orleans and did the same thing.
He's looking for that good
Yeah,
karma.
he's one of my best friends, him and his wife.
Hey, Lou,
I miss him terribly.
I got a feeling you got a lot of hits on the website.
Oh
over
yeah,
the next few
I hope
days.
so.
I hope so.
Yeah, congratulations.
So we got a national movement happening next summer. You'll look for it. It's called One Summer of Peace. To get the gangs to put the guns and stuff down for one summer. We got an answer for you. There's no such thing as impossible. You can go from where you are to the presidency today. So let's listen to somebody.
I hear you. I'll second that motion.
All right.
It sounds great. Lou, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Continued success with the foundation.
We'll continue.
And
Thank you very
I'll
much.
see you at a jazz club down the road, I know.
I appreciate that, Clay. Thank you.
We'll put it together.
All right, Lou.
Love you, Stu.
Okay, babe.
Take care.
Thank you. Lou Gossett Jr., a regular here at all the Laker games. Zaza Pachulia. The spin and the follow. A little big bounce. And I say big bounce because he's a thick guy. So Pachulia puts it back in.
Yeah, but he can't get that second attempt. When he missed the first one, Lakers got to clean that up.
Artest on the missed three. The struggles continue for Ron Artest. 0 for 3 tonight. It'll count. Creative little scoop from Jamal Crawford going to the line when we come back looking for the three-point play.
Boy, Jamal Crawford, I talked about him being a scorer. He can just flat score. He's got a big 50-point game in his bank, doesn't he, over the years? I mean, that tells you one thing. He can put the ball in the basket.
It's Rudy LaRusso, a surprising name for an Ivy Leaguer from Dartmouth. But in the late 1950s and 60s, LaRusso did the Lakers' dirty work, rebounding, battling, and setting picks for Baylor and West. And he could score, including a 50-point effort. One of the premier power forwards, Roughhouse Rudy, helped the Lakers to 4 NBA Finals.
Guy that is never going to be forgotten. Lost him a couple of years ago, Rudy LaRusso, but never forgotten by Laker fans. What a battler he was.
Yeah, I don't know where that term dirty work came into play in basketball, because without the rebounding and the setting the screens, you just do not win. I would love to know who started that. Probably was Chip. He's coined every other phrase that's associated with the game. One of these nights I'm going to go down a list, or I'll go through the season and maybe give you one night of the things that Chick has coined throughout the years, and you'll see what I'm talking about, the dominance there. But Rudy was just a great guy. Turned out to be a good friend. He used to come to the Forum all the time and see the game, stop by and say hello every night.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers would be in Long Beach in the old days playing summer league ball, and his son Corey would show up with Rudy, and we'd shoot the breeze in the bleachers there in Long Beach. Now, good pass with Walton. Screen and roll makes it look simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really makes it look simple when you have someone like Luke who is looking to make that play to begin with. I mean, Luke is a good guy to get into the middle and have the defense collapse because he's going to find somebody.
Yeah, Luke just hollered. He was kind of upset with himself at the sideline because he thought he could have taken that ball away from Marvin Williams. A little loose. Now the run out. Bibby gets the little floater. Not a teardrop the way he sends it up there. More of a shot put. 38-37. Hawks by 1. We talked about a deep team, and they are that now. They can go to their bench. So whose reserves are going to do better tonight? Shannon Brown out there for the first time for the Lakers out of the timeout. Good ball movement.
Nice movement.
Spacing. Farmar with a triple.
How often when you move the ball 4 or 5 times without dribbling do you not only end up with a good shot, but a made basket?
That's the 11th assist of the game for the Lakers on their 16th make. So a 2-point advantage for the Lakers. Yeah, the bench doing a good job. Good percentage for the group. Williams. Jump hook real short, and Mark kept it away from Pachulia. He's got Bynum running the floor. Not a bad idea. And some of the free throws coming up. Pachulia made sure he didn't get it and also held him so he wasn't going to get hurt, I like.
Yeah, that was a nice play. But, you know, I talked about movement of the basketball. If you pass the ball without dribbling it, I don't care how fast a player is defensively, they can't outrun the pass. And it ends up with a real nice open look for Jordan. And pick and roll, Luke Walton does it very well. And Andrew knows how to finish. Let him gather. He's going to flush one on you.
Andrew's got 7 now. Coming into the game, averaging a little over 28 contests over the first 2 with 11 boards a game.
Yeah, but he's got to get on the boards.
Right.
He's played 14 minutes tonight, and he's got a bagel.
Is that the first set? Bagel to the first set. Andrew gets a nice little roll there. And one thing he has significantly improved on is making his free throws. That was in the preseason, and it's carried over early in the regular season. The Lakers up by 4. They've led by as many as 6, with the reserves getting the biggest lead of the game so far. Bibby, 2 wide open. On the long rebound, Al Horford read it. Just tapped it away from Kobe. Joe Johnson's back out there. And Shannon Brown's quickness took it away. Shannon on the wing.
Good decision.
Luke Walton stepping in. Real strong on the 3. Andrew Bynum's lane. Took it away from Joe Smith. Luke Walton's there. Got to watch the block from behind. Didn't use the glass.
Well, it seemed like it just squirted out of his hands.
Bibby off the dribble. And, well, Andrew was right there, but tapped away by Marvin Williams. You talked about him getting up. Marvin Williams, an area of his game that he was really improved on last year. It doesn't work that time, as he started the game over 3. They're getting it up and down. Andrew Bynum doesn't get the roll. Out of bounds? Yes. Lakers get a break. Off Marvin Williams.
Bad hands by Marvin. I mean, he had it in both hands. He couldn't squeeze it. All of a sudden slips out of his hands and goes right to the sideline.
We haven't gone too deep into the shot clock at all tonight, have we? They're getting it up in a hurry. Halfway through the second 12, Kobe right away. Catch and shoot with Joe Smith taking the rebound.
Well, we've seen him make it many times, but his momentum was going backwards on that shot.
Good pass. Joe Smith giving Joe Johnson the assist. He read it with Bynum coming out. The 2-point game. There's another good addition for this team during the offseason. Just a pro. And a timeout.
Lamar got, I think, kicked in that shin or something again. He's tying his shoe, and that normally means I'm just stalling for time a little bit, trying to figure out what's wrong before I have to go over and tell the people I'm okay.
Left in the half. And don't forget to stay tuned for second half of Carl's Jr. Sports Update with Michael Eaves courtside tonight. Well, Kobe, in the 2 games through last year against the Atlanta Hawks, averaged 13 points a contest on 35% shooting. Fortunately, tonight he's already got 13.
Well, it didn't surprise me that he would come out aggressive tonight. Anytime the team plays lethargic or he thinks they need some sort of a boost, he comes out really aggressive offensively. And tonight, he came out of the locker room looking to score. And he's got, as you mentioned, 13 points here already in the first half. And they need him to set the tone, so to speak. But they need others to join in. They need to get production from their front court. They got Andrew with 8. Lamar has 3, and Artest yet to scratch.
And you saw Kobe with a smile on his face. You know, he's walking courtside. There's a slew of kids right there in front of him. And you know, they were calling his name. You know, he's kind of a crowd pleaser as it's taken away. Bibby got him on the way up, and it's going to be Joe Johnson fouled by Shannon Brown. No question about that.
Well, again, stripping players, and what we mean by stripping is when he picks up his dribble from the time it leaves the floor to his waist, that's when your hands come into play, and that's what Bibby did to Kobe there. Kobe faced up on him, picked up the dribble, and as he was bringing it by his waist, Bibby just stripped him of the ball.
No fouls to give for the Lakers. Now they're out for the half. 1 foul to give for the Atlanta Hawks as Joe Johnson tries to tie it at 42. He gets this. He's got 20 of their first 42.
He's got 20 in 10 minutes, though.
And I told you, he played only 30 minutes last game, which they couldn't do last year. They didn't have that luxury because they are a deeper team this year.
Well, they can bring Jamal Crawford in and at the scoring guard position.
Mismatch. Let's see if he can get around him. No. Horford held his ground. Josh Bauer.
Yeah,
just shoot right over
top of Bibby.
Instead, he goes right over Horford. He let the big man come over and still fell away on the baseline. 44-41.
That's what you call a weak double team. If you're going to go help your teammate, Horford should have really made a bigger effort to get there and get the ball out of Josh Powell's hands.
Not exactly early recognition. Josh Powell with Bibby on his back. And Ron Artest has a foul. It stopped Williams, who was trying to get in on the other side.
You know, I talked about how it was a weak double team. And in the last basket by the Lakers, Josh Powell being guarded by Bibby, and Horford comes over, but that's soft. I mean, that's real soft. And Josh makes him pay with the nice turnaround jump shot.
Ron Artest to pick up the foul. 0 for 3 tonight, so he started the season 4 for 19. He is 2 for 10 on his 3-point attempts.
Normally when you join a team, there's that transition period. If you're a player that plays without the ball, the transition period is shorter because you're playing without it. If you're a player that historically has dominated the ball and now you're asked to do things that don't call you to dominate the ball, that transition takes just a little longer.
1-point game on the free throws by Marvin Williams, who's starting power forward in his 5th year out of North Carolina. Josh Smith, slam dunk guy. He's been invited to the party All-Star Weekend, so that was tame by his standards, but points off a turnover just the same.
It was only tame because nobody was challenging him. If somebody would have tried to make a play, he would have showed you something.
Artest tied up, and Horford knocked it away, but it went right to Josh Powell. Right spot, right time. Lakers by 1.
And if they'll give Artest an assist on that.
Sure. Off the glass.
Josh called
Smith.
Glass, too.
Yep, he was trying to work it. We've seen that before from Josh Smith. Did not play college basketball in his 6th year. Straight out of high school to the NBA. And all with the Atlanta Hawks as he signed and re-signed during the offseason. Memphis made an offer. He could die. And there's where Ron Artest can really help.
Well, they double-teamed off of a cutter. You can't do that. They doubled off of Lamar. Bad news.
Lakers at 49%, 46% for the Hawks in a 1-point game. Hawks have flat-out scores. 120 in the first game, 110 of the first 2 is their average. You said it, though. Keep Josh Smith out there as often as you like.
The best thing for the opposition is for Josh to make his first couple.
Shannon gets the 3. Well, is he a Midtown Brown or a Downtown Brown? 51-47. Lakers by 4.
Flat out athletic Brown.
He got that putback the other night on the weak side. That was a wild dunk. Marvin Williams creating the contact. Powell didn't have his hands straight up.
And once you get a player in that position, make him make that shot. If he makes that one, you say, okay. And we talked about Shannon. Shannon comes down and he knows he's getting ready to go out. So he'd already seen Derek over at the scores table. So he's like, I'm going to get me a shot before I hit the sideline. And not only did he get one, he made one.
So you're saying that was his easiest decision of the night?
Easy.
4-point lead. 21 points, though. And I brought it up. When they came on right away, they were 4 of the first 6 as Andrew Bynum checks back in, taking over for Josh Powell. But the Lakers bench had only 9 of their 99 and did a little bit better in the Dallas game. Nobody played well in the Dallas game, so try to block that out of your memory completely. But 21 early from the Laker reserves. That's a good sign. And they've got Dallas the most out of anybody from the bench. Jordan Farmer with 5, so that's a group effort. 2-point game, 51-49. Inside of 3. Kobe with a matchup, a little step back like a layup for him. He got great position. 53-49.
There's that little subtle head and shoulder fake that Kobe uses, and that's what I was talking about with Andrew. When he's in the post and does that, he freezes his defenders.
15 early for Kobe. Al Horford. He's improved that area of his game. 3rd year out of Florida. The 23-year-old, remember his dad Tito, played almost 3 seasons of the NBA. Lamar set it up. Good entry around Artest. Couple of free throws.
That was slow defensive rotation, though, by the Lakers on the previous defensive possession. That's what gives Horford the easy shot. 2:22 left in the half, and the high fly act of Josh Smith. And then Lamar just makes it look so easy.
Off team in the West, barring the injuries. If they stay healthy, a good addition. Shawn Marion had a great addition for the Atlanta Hawks, one of the up-and-coming teams last year in the Eastern Conference. And they pick up Jamal Crawford and also an old pro, Joe Smith, who knows his role on whatever team he shows up on.
Well, and you mentioned nothing coming easy for to the Lakers again tonight. There's not going to be any easy games for the Lakers anymore. I mean, teams, they've got a bullseye on their back, and teams are after them. I mean, they've been after them for many years, but now they've recaptured that title. It's going to be an 82-game regular season where each game the opposition is going to just want to be the ones to say, yeah, well, we beat the champs tonight.
And as a former Laker, you know that everybody gets up to come and play in L.A. anyway.
All you have to do is have that name on your back,
right,
and they're up to get you. And then when you add that title to the mix,
they are really after the Lakers this season. That's going to be a constant. So it's up to the Lakers to match that challenge. Lamar gets a couple of free throws.
It goes with every team that wins a title. You know, when you win the title, everybody's after you.
So 4-point lead for the Lakers. Both teams out of fouls now. And 3 seconds. Andrew Bynum says Al Horford's right in front of me.
Well, he can be right in front of you, but if you're not within arm's reach of him and your feet are in the painted area, you're illegal. And it's a good thing they called an illegal defense for the Hawks because Bibby traveled. He moved his pivot foot twice.
Let's head over to Michael Eaves. Michael.
Yeah, Joel, you and Stu were talking earlier about Joe Johnson, of course, being in a contract year. Everyone's talking about 2010 maybe being the best free agent year in the history of the NBA. People sometimes forget about Joe Johnson being one of those guys. Earlier this summer, the Hawks offered him a 4-year, $60 million deal that he turned down because he thinks he can get a bigger deal, of course. He said he wanted to concentrate on the season. The production he's been putting up the last 4 years, guys, you got to think some team's going to offer him a little more than $60 million over 4 years.
Well, he was 13th in the league in scoring last year. Every year he's been an Atlanta Hawk, he's led them in scoring.
Well, with the state of the economy in the NBA, too, also, it'll be interesting to see what he ends up getting. But turning down 60, woo, you got to be nice.
The former Indiana Hoosier, a 2-time All-American under Bobby Knight, Mike Woodson, feeling a lot better about the prospects of this franchise, and they've settled some things in the front office as well, and I'm talking about ownership now. So 47 wins last year, got to the second round before losing. in the conference semifinals. Won a ring, don't forget, as the top assistant under Larry Brown. So he learned under a very good one in working with Larry Brown in Detroit. And Mike Woodson now number 6. That's the season that he is in right now as the Atlanta Hawks head coach, and nobody thought he would last that long. Derek Fisher is sending Mike Bibby to the free throw line. So once again, the team getting to the line a lot against the Lakers early. It's going to be the 14th and 15th free throw attempts for Atlanta.
And they're converting. They're 12 out of 13 right now. Bibby has always been a good free throw shooter.
And we talked about him earlier tonight, Stu, before we ever came on camera, because anytime we see Mike Bibby, we know that he is not just a member of the fan club of Sasha Vujacic, but he's the president.
Well, Sasha and Mike haven't been able to match up yet tonight, have
Nope, they haven't, but they had some good ones in sack. The 55-54 lead for the Lakers. Inside, Kobe over Jamal Crawford. So Mike Bibby, the longtime member of the Sacramento Kings, back out there running the offense. This time with Jamal Crawford on the floor and Joe Johnson. So a smaller look for them, like a 3-guard set. Andrew Bynum. Good adjustment, Al Horford. 1-point game once again. Inside of 90 seconds left in the half. And both teams shooting real well. 52% for the Lakers, 48% for the Hawks. Artest wanted it. Kobe's got it back and a break for the Lakers. Won't stay down, but Andrew Bynum will make sure of it. Joe Johnson wasn't going to do a thing about that. He was the only one there.
The Lakers dodged the bullet there because Kobe was trying to throw the pass into Artest, who's being fronted, and they just about turned that one over.
Joe Johnson bringing it back to his right hand. Artest was on the foul defensively that time. Kobe up against the smaller man. Artest tees it up, the 3. He needed it. So did the Lakers, matching their largest lead of the game at 62-56.
Let's see how they close. Only have 30-plus seconds.
Bibby tried to barge his way in. And the Lakers come away 4-on-2. Bynum on the trail. And Kobe, coast to coast. Floats it home. 8-point advantage. 28.1 to play.
Well, Joe Johnson got off to that great start. He had 18 before anybody even blinked. He's got 20 now, and Kobe's trying to catch him. Kobe's got 19.
We talked about it when he had 20 of their first 42.
Both coaches are going to be concerned about the amount of points being put up.
Crawford lost the handle. Call Kobe. So going to his weak side, Jamal Crawford gets the whistle and gets to the free throw line.
The Lakers got the last basket in transition. Is Kobe breaking down everybody, and Jamal Crawford with the, well, my teammate will get him. Nobody back there, huh? So that's what happens when you just let someone go by you. Sometimes there's no help to be had.
Crawford is now 4 of 4 at the free throw line. You talked about what a big-time scorer this young man is. 4 50-point games. He's the only one who's done it with 3 different teams. So wherever he's been, whether it was with the Knicks, the Bulls, he's been able to score. And also, of course, his most recent team, the Golden State Warriors. From Seattle. And Lamar. That's a crush from the back. Joe Johnson got away with it. Kobe, he was tall anyway, but the nudge didn't hurt.
Yeah, that pass was out of reach, though.
It goes to the other end.
So what the problem is, there's no time goes off the clock when nobody touches the ball in the field floor of play. So the Hawks will have it on their end with just under 7 seconds left in the half. So that's one of those costly turnovers. When you've got like 0.6 of a second, it's one thing, but not with 6.7.
6-point game, 64-58. So the Lakers have picked it up offensively. Not enough stops, though, and that's what Phil Jackson and his staff are going to be talking about.
And I would hope that the Hawks would have that same conversation in their locker room.
Yeah, but again, a lot of free throws made by Atlanta. They had the attempts, and they've outscored the Lakers 16-9 at the stripe. So final shot time.
Are you kidding me?
He's going for a wide open 3. Look at another look. It'll be Crawford. Real short. And that'll do it. Boy, did they dodge one there.
Wow, they dodged two.
Right.
The guy with the hottest hand gets a wide open look. He misses. And Jamal Crawford gets another open look. Unfortunately for the Lakers, he misses.
So the Lakers trailed early by 5, but they go to the locker room up by 6, 64-58 against a team that they've controlled here in Southern California. Well, for nearly 5 decades, John Radcliffe